Hello, if anyone's out there just getting started, I'm going to all right, there it is. If anybody wants to come up when you get here, I don't see anybody that's here. That doesn't mean someone's not here. I just don't see any comments. So we'll just wait a while, see what happens. I know I didn't do one last week. I plan on doing one for the next couple of weeks. Today, not a great day, not a bad day, but not a great day. I haven't ate any solid food today. Won't again tomorrow. Won't till sometime Monday afternoon. If anybody's there, the reason for that is a colonoscopy is coming up on Monday around 11 o'clock. I have to get to the hospital, the VA hospital, before 10, and can't eat anything. But I can drink on Monday. I can't eat anything at all, but I can have clear liquid like water. Today I can have Jello, but it couldn't be red or green. I mean, red or purple. So I eat a green Jello. I had a broth. Tomorrow I'll just drink clear liquids. I have a Sprite, which is a clear pop. I'm allowed to have clear soda. Hey, Mike, how you doing, man? Like I said, last week I was in Boston last weekend. So that's why I didn't do a live stream last weekend. I didn't do any videos. I didn't go any place that I haven't already put videos up before. I did go to the Constitution again. But like I said, I got a nice video up of the Constitution. So I didn't want to do one. I went to the museum, but I was in the museum before. I bought myself a new Navy hat. It's a pretty nice one. But like I said, I just didn't do any videos last weekend when I was there. Couldn't see it. Now next weekend, they have a free light show going on at Round Lake, which is not too far from where I live. Christmas light show. I'll go to that. I was going to do it this weekend, but there's some things going on that I decided it'd be better not to do it. So I'll do it next weekend and put it up before Christmas. Probably put it up on the 24th. That one I'll probably get a few more lights, Christmas lights, decorations, videos between now and then. Put them up. But we'll see. So we're trying to get everything done, get ready. Like I said, I have to colonoscopy on Monday, so I can have tea or coffee. Like I said, today I could have Jello, but I couldn't have red or green, purple. So I had green Jello today. It's no dairy products, so it's the gelatin. The kind that wiggle when you shake it. It's not something I normally eat, but I wanted something, and I did have a broth earlier as well, but that'll be the last of that. Tomorrow will be just probably a Sprite because it's a clear drink. I'm allowed to drink clear pop, so Sprite, 7-Up, something like that. They had Sprite on sale, so I bought some Sprite. I don't usually drink pop anymore, but I'm going to need something to keep me going. My medication, I have to stop taking my normal medication until after the procedure on Monday. So I won't be taking any of my diabetic medication. Matter of fact, I take a shot once a week and I take it on Tuesday. So this week they told me not to take it on Tuesday. I can take it the Tuesday after the procedure, but they don't want me taking that stuff before. I've had quite a few colonoscopies. This is like my fourth or fifth one. I'm going to do something different this time. I'm not going to take any anesthesia. I'm just going to take it without it, so that way I can drive myself home. Hey Tim, how you doing? Thanks for coming. Hello, Crystal. How you doing, Ann? Welcome. The amazing Mike is here as well, and along with Tim. So I'm glad you all showed up. Like I said, I'm going to have a colonoscopy on Monday. It's just a normal procedure. This will be my, I want to say fourth, maybe my fifth one. And so we're doing okay. The colonoscopy, the worst thing about the colonoscopy is the prep. Now, tomorrow I have to, hey, Glenda, I have to take that medication tomorrow afternoon. I do what they call a split. I'll do so much on Sunday evening, and then Monday morning I'll get up and finish it. And it's to clear out your colon system. And then I'll have that done. So yeah, that's what I'm going through right now. Like I said, it's for a fat old boy like me not eating regular food. It's kind of tough, but that's okay. It's what we got to do. I can't get too upset about that. It's like I said, I've had it done a few times, and I have had times where they found polyps in my system. That's what can turn into cancer. They removed them. I had to go back sooner. Than I've also had to where my system's completely clear. So they do it when I do it. If your system's clear, they do it about every 5 years. And if it's not, if you have polyps, they, at least this has been my experience, you go back after 3 years. And then if it's clear, then you go another 5 years, which is what happened with me. The first time I had polyps, the second time it was clear. So I didn't, that's the way it goes. It's the polyps, they're always checking to make sure they're not cancerous. They never have been. But that's what turns into cancer is the polyps. They're little sores, I guess. They cut off, take them out. Maybe that's too much information, so we won't go into that anymore. But that's what I'm going to be doing Monday. I also took Tuesday off to give myself a little more chance for. I'm sorry to hear that, Glenda. Well, cancer kind of runs in my family. My dad died of colon cancer. My older brother died of cancer at a very young age. And my younger brother died of cancer. Now, none of them are. Hey, Mr. Hunt, how you doing, sir?
All right, how you doing?
But none of them are hereditary. So, but my oldest sister had breast cancer. So now, like I said, my dad and my two brothers died from their cancer. My oldest sister didn't. She's lived well over 10 years after she had hers. Yeah, Glenda, that's my brother had cancer in the brain as well. They called it a germ cancer. They not sure, but at that time they thought it was caused by a germ, and they would was going to operate, but it was just too progressive. We found out that he had cancer, and he didn't even live 6 weeks. That's what we found out because the germ cancers it's one of the only cancers I know of that causes no pain. So he was never in pain. But because it got into his brain, it did affect his balance. And that's why he went into the hospital. He was having trouble with his balance. But he wasn't in pain. He just had a hard time, walking straight. And at first they thought, oh, we can remove that. Then they looked a little closer and said, no, it's too ingrained. We can't do it. And like I said, my older brother at that time was 37. So he was very young when he passed away. My dad was 61 when he died, and my younger brother was 59. So, if you'd have got me to bet when I was a younger man, I would have bet that I'd probably been the first one to go, maybe after my dad. But I figured my brothers would both outlive me.
Hmm.
Oh, my younger brother was a wild one too. My older brother was, of the three of us, he was the best behaved. He didn't drink, he didn't smoke. Uh, my dad didn't smoke, or he quit drinking before he ever met my mom, and he never smoked. My younger brother and I both smoked. We both drank. Uh, I quit smoking. In March will be 25 years since I quit smoking. This March will be 25 years. No, take that back. It'll be 26 years. It's already been 25. I quit in 99.
That's good.
26 years.
I've got about 3 years on me.
Yeah. But well, I smoked a pack a day or more for 27 years. I smoked more than that, but I mean longer than that, but for 27 years I smoked a few cigarettes for a few years before that. Around 18, 17, 18, I started smoking about a pack a day. And I did that for 27 years. And like I said, this March will be 26 since I quit. So
That's good.
I haven't quit as long as I smoked yet, a pack a day, but I'm close. So yeah, like I said, yeah, I'm having a colonoscopy, Mike.
Ooh,
Yeah, checking the brain from the other end.
yeah. Well, hopefully you don't find any polyps or anything.
I hope not, but they've done that before. All it is if they'll cut the polyps out, and if they're benign, which means they're not cancers, I'll have to go back in 3 more years and have it done again. If the colon is clear, it'll be like 5 years or more before they want to see me again.
Yeah.
I've had polyps before, and then when I went back the next time, I didn't have any. So it's and like I said, they were benign. They weren't they automatically check for that. So I'm not worried about it. I'll get a little nervous if they find polyps. Right now, I'm going through the cleansing the system. No solid food today at all.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, and I won't be able to have solid food tomorrow either. Today I had a Jello, the gelatin, the wiggly stuff, but I couldn't have any red or purple Jello. So I ate green. I think it was lime, and I've been drinking tea and I can drink tea and coffee. I can't have any dairy products at all. And
No creamer.
no cream. I drink my coffee black and my sugar, no sugar. And I drink my tea without sugar or cream, whether it's hot or cold. I drink cold tea more than I drink anything else. But I haven't used sugar in my coffee. Oh God, 52 years.
I just started drinking mine with just cream in it.
When I started drinking coffee, I used cream and sugar both. And I was around 18 or 19, and I want to say around 19 when I be working the late watches, on ship. And, I'm talking like the 8 to midnight or midnight to 4. You go down and get coffee, and sometimes they'd have both cream and sugar, and other times they might have cream and no sugar, or sugar and no cream. So I just got tired of not knowing how I was going to drink my coffee when I was working, so I just started drinking it black. Yeah. I've been doing it ever since.
Huh.
And I started drinking coffee around 15, but like I said, I used cream and sugar. And I started doing it because I was working late shifts. One weekend I worked, 30 some hours on a weekend. I worked a 16-hour day, and then I can't remember if it was a 12 or 16-hour the next day. I mean, I put in some long days. This is back when I was 15. It was temporary jobs, and I worked 2 of them back to back. I was working at a picnic for a company's picnic, and I was serving food, and I pulled a double shift. And the next day that I worked the food, and they closed early that day, but I helped with the guys that tore down the rides. And I helped tear down the rides. And then I also went to another place and where they had a picnic, but it was not a company picnic. It was just something they did every year, and I helped tear down rides there too. So I drank a lot of coffee that weekend. That's when I first started really drinking coffee.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I had to drink it to stay awake.
I'd say so. Yeah.
Yeah, and well, Mike, you might be able to see clear through his ears, but you know what? When he says something, you know he does, he doesn't hold back. I mean, I'm not a fan of the man. I'm going to be
Of,
honest with you.
of
I'm not
who?
a Trump. I'm not a fan of Trump.
Yeah.
But Camilla was worse, in my opinion. I mean,
Running on joy.
yeah, it was
I was
really,
born in a middle class family. That's
yeah,
all she said.
yeah, yeah. Our well, I have a plan, but she never told you what the plan was or
Yeah.
any part of it. What a lot of the stuff that she did say, come out and say, was something that Trump said earlier, and she, like Trump said, he wasn't going to tax tips. Well, after Trump said that, she said it. But she waited. I'm not even sure if it was a full week, but she waited a few days. Then she said the same thing. She wasn't going to tax tips. So, like I said, it's. I'm not. I think they should have held a primary after Biden dropped out, and I think they could have got a better candidate. But and another thing she's did that really turned people off on her. She was on The View and was
Oh
thrown a
yeah.
softball question. What is there anything you would have done different than Biden? And instead of saying, well, I would have maybe closed the border or something, anything. She said, oh, no, I can't think of a thing I would do different than what we've already done. And a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people are ticked off about the illegal immigration. And so she's saying, oh, well, just do everything that he did. And in other words, I'm going to continue doing it. And that was a wrong answer. And like I said, my best friends, it's a whole family of them. My best friends are all immigrants. They came from China, but they came here legally, and they're against illegal immigration. And so, like I said, there's a lot of immigrants who are against illegal immigration. The ones that came here legally, because they had to go through all the hurdles, they had to jump through all the hoops and wait their turn, and they think the others
Take a
should be doing the
test.
same,
Yeah.
and because hey, wait your turn. And the thing that gets me is they're not vetting the people. I do think the immigration needs to be fixed. I do think it's probably uh, a little out of whack compared to what it needs to be.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see, Mike, if the tariffs actually go into effect.
Yeah.
The way the prices are right now, you may have to pay more before it gets better. I'm willing to pay more if it cuts down on certain things, like the drugs coming into the country for stuff like that. I'll pay a little more if it gets rid of that stuff. Like I said, it wasn't. Don't get me wrong. I'm not happy about the cost of eggs either. But that's, like I said, when you got over 12 million people come in here illegally, and that's the ones they know about, that's not the ones they don't know about. You got over 300 children that are unaccounted for because of the way they've handled things. They don't even know where these 300,000 kids are at.
I think it's 500,000 now.
It might be, but I'm just saying, though, they let all these kids in and they don't know where the kids are at. These are unaccompanied minors, by the way, Mike. I'm
Yeah.
talking to
Oh,
Mike.
yeah.
I'm talking to the other Mike in the chat.
Oh.
We got one Mike married to a beautiful woman. He's up in Canada.
Oh, he's here too?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like I said, it just things have to change. And by the way, Mike, they've talked to some of the prime ministers of different areas of Canada, or whatever you guys call them. We would call them governors. But most of them are saying they're going to still ship the oil. So the gas will go up a little bit until we start pumping our own. And that's what we're going to do. I'll bet you anything you want, we start producing more oil of our own, so which will eventually lower the cost if we're doing it ourselves. So, like I said, there may be some pain at the start, but that's fine. You know, if it gets immigration under control, if it helps with some other stuff, like I said, let's stop the influx of I can't think of the name of that drug that's coming in.
Fentanyl.
Fentanyl, thank you. The fentanyl helps stem the flow of fentanyl and the illegal immigrants. Then
Yeah.
I'm for paying a little more. I'm sorry, I am.
Yeah, they shouldn't be messing with drugs besides marijuana.
they've let known gang members come in.
Yeah.
Our people affiliated to gangs.
Chandrayagra, or
Yeah.
however you say
Well,
it.
MS-13 as well.
Yeah.
And they let people in that, from my understanding, they knew were criminals besides those guys. And, you know, right now, the ones they're going to get rid of right now are the known criminals and gang affiliates. People in gangs are affiliated to gangs. And these are the ones they know are. All the ICE is asking, and is that when you arrest these people, hold on to them, let us come get them, and we'll get rid of them. If you don't want to help us track them down, that's fine. But once you have them in custody, keep them. That way we don't have to go in and look for them. And you'll get rid of probably a couple million people just that way. Then the next group they're going to go after is a group that have had their hearings on whether or not they're I'm trying to think of the correct term. Sanctuary hearings, whether or not they're allowed to come in and claim the sanctuary status. They've had those have been turned down and are ordered for extradition. So, like I said, it'll be a long time before they get to the ones, unless they happen to be with the others, the ones that are not causing trouble.
Yeah.
If you had your day, there's also some that have their day and just never showed up, and they'll get rid of them as well as soon as they can find them. I've also heard, I don't know if it's true or not, but I've also heard that some have already started leaving on their own. I said, I don't know if that's true or not. I can't say.
I got a lawnmower off a Russian, and he was selling off everything he had. So I think he knows that he's going.
Well, he might be just saying, hey, look, let me get out of here on my own. Because the ones that leave on their own they can apply to come back in legally and be on the list to come in. But the ones that are going to have to be forcibly removed by extradition, by the government, they're going to have to wait a long time to come back, if ever. The criminals will never come back. So if you want a chance to legally immigrate here, you're better off leaving on your own and applying to come back in. That's my understanding. I don't read the policy completely, but that's my understanding of it. So, yeah, it will be, like I said, it'll be years before they get down to the ones that are working and contributing to society, and not causing any trouble.
Yeah.
It'll be years before they get to them, I think. I don't think they'll get to them. They may not get to them while Trump's in office. There's so many more to get rid of, and you're not going to get rid of them overnight. But, somebody said, oh, it's going to cost $500 million to get rid of all these people. It's costing $1 billion or more to keep them. It looks like a savings to me. I mean, you look at what New York City has paid, and you look at what Chicago's paid. These sanctuary cities that give them health care, give them a place to live, give them money to spend. That's you say, oh yeah, it's going to cost this much money to get rid of them. Well, it's costing me that much money to keep them. And so it's like I said, it's not a good situation anywhere, any way you look at it. I feel sorry for the ones that came here and actually want to try to make it and be good citizens. Back before 9/11, I didn't care about the border at all. I didn't care for. I'll be honest with you. I had a friend that overstayed his visa for years. He was a friend, but like I said, this is back before 9/11. He came as a student, and his student visa ran out. And he raised his kids here. They opened up a restaurant, ran a restaurant for years. And as far as I know, they're still in the States. I haven't seen them in years because, like I said, I moved out here to New York, and he was a really good guy. Like I said, I really didn't care that much about immigration until we started having these bad actors coming in, and nobody's keeping track of them.
I have for a while. I got hit by
but that's after 9/11. No, it was after 9/11 though, wasn't it?
No, it was before. It's back in 99, 2000. Had a brand new Chevrolet truck. Didn't even have 400 miles on it, and I got T-boned by drunk Mexicans.
Yeah. Hey, Rachel, how you doing? Rachel, I think that's how you pronounce it. Reysel. She's saying major little shout out to everybody. Like I said, it happens. But like I said, I'm talking about overall as a large group of, there's always been bad actors, and there's bad actors in the United States. But I'm just saying, when it came down to saying, oh, we had to shut the border down completely, that did bother, because back before we didn't really have as many coming in as we do now. We had some coming in, but it was nowhere near the numbers we got coming in now. Hey, Susanna. But anyway, like I said, it's just kind of like snowballed, and the more, because it's got to the point where you look at the people that want to bring the country down. We got enough of those people that are American citizens. McVeigh, I don't know if you remember Timothy McVeigh or not.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, we got enough of our own homegrown idiots. We don't need them coming from somewhere else. And that's what I want to stop. I want to stop. We have those people coming in because they got people that pay good money to sneak by with Biden when all they had to do was show up and say, hey, here I am. I want to come in, and they were letting them in. So if you're paying to sneak in, you know what I'm saying? Those people are either bringing in drugs or something else.
Well, Biden's selling off parts of the border that
he was going to, but they shut that down.
They did?
They shut it down. They were going to, I guess it was like
$5 and up.
Yeah,
start the bidding at $5.
That was the starting bid, but there was enough of an uproar. They shut that site down. So my understanding, that's been now he'd already sold some. Don't get me wrong, But
Yeah.
they shut it down before he could sell much more. And
That's crazy.
hey, Victor, that's what I'm saying. Now, I don't know how you found me, but welcome. Like I said, I have friends that are Chinese that came here illegally. So, they're good friends. They've been here now for, one's been here for over 35 years, and the other have been here around 30 years. The brother, sister, and their mother. The sister was here first. She went to college. She was here along with her dad during Tiananmen Square. When was that? 87 or 88? And the Chinese protesters in China, the Tiananmen Square, well, all the Chinese that were here at that time were offered green cards so they wouldn't have to go back home. So she was a student. Her dad was here visiting, and they were here during that. So they were offered green cards. Boom. You can have it legally. You don't have to, So then they brought her mother in later, and then her mother, then her brother. But like I said, they came legally, and I knew them during that time frame during Tiananmen Square. I watched it with her dad. Her dad and I was pretty good friends, and now I'm nowhere near as old as her dad, but him and I used to run around some together, and so that's, like I said, I knew her first, and I met her dad, and then her dad and I got along real well. We ran around. Now she was dating a friend of mine, actually more of an acquaintance. So I never dated her. We were never boyfriend girlfriend, but I did like her dad. And I ran around with him quite a bit, and like I said, I sat there and watched Tiananmen Square on TV with him. And when she was home from school, sometimes I'd be there and we'd watch it. So I went through that with them. But like I said, then I had a friend that was from Malaysia that overstayed his student visa. But I didn't care. This is back in the 80s. And like I said, there was nobody really trying to blow the United States up. He wasn't here to do that. He loved the country.
They weren't coming in record numbers either.
No, that's what I'm saying. There was a lot fewer. So it really was more in the late 80s, Victor. When I want to say it was 87 or 88. I want to say it was 88. Yeah, it was 88 or 89 when Tiananmen Square was going on. I want to say 88. So, like I said, now she came in 87, if I remember right, and it was 88 or 89 when Tiananmen Square happened. I didn't meet her until the end of 87 or first of 88. Like I said, she was dating somebody I knew. Then I met her dad. Her dad was here as a visiting professor, believe it or not. He's since passed away. But so, I got to know him. And I'd go when she was at school. A lot of times I'd go by and pick him up. He and I would run around together. Because I knew he was bored sitting around the house, and I was off work and had nothing else to do. So I go pick him up and we go do something, instead of going out by myself and doing something. Gave me some company, and we got along quite well. Hey, Charmaine, how you doing? Shane, welcome. I didn't see you guys
Shane.
come in. Victor, I'm going to give you a monitor here. Just give me a moment. There you go. Welcome. So, yeah, like I said, it's going to be a long weekend for me because my eating situation. Not going to be able to eat any solid food. So, well, once I get the colonoscopy done, I'll be ready to eat. But after that is over with, and I'm going to do something I've never done before. I'm going to do it without anesthesia, so I'll be able to drive myself back home afterwards. And I remember the first time I had a colonoscopy, I went in and they give you the drug, and it's like, man, this, I don't know why they say you can't drive. I didn't feel the effects. At least I didn't think I felt the effects. And my sister, she took me and stayed with me. My oldest sister. She lives out here in New York. She lives up around halfway between Buffalo and Rochester, and that's where I lived at the time. And so she takes me back to her house, and I go upstairs to one of the spare bedrooms, and I laid down, and I was out for I don't know how long. So I realized, yeah, it affected me a lot more than I thought. So, and that was my very first one. I was probably just about 50, and right around 50. And like I said, I had the polyps, so I did, but they were benign, but I had to go back after 3 years, and then 5, and like I said, I want to say this is my 5th one. I've lost track. I don't, it just until they tell me something serious was wrong, I'll lose track of that kind of stuff. It's something you got to do, but it's not something. Oh man, I had to do this. I'm not that kind of person. Yeah, I remember that one too, Victor. Like I said, I was there at my friend's place with her dad. As a matter of fact, I think she was there at that time. And but yeah, he just stood right there in front of that. It was on TV. I watched it on TV. But he did. He just stood there and right in front of the tank. So very brave young man. And most of those people were college students. And so yeah, yeah, I agree with you. That's bravery. I mean, that was very brave because if that guy wanted to, he could have easily ran him over with that tank. And I'm sure there might have been enough ground clearance after he hit him that he wouldn't have got crushed if he was in the center. But still, that took some guts to stand there and face off that tank, to face that tank off. That was really was some guts there. But I see your dog wants some petting there. He's needing some loving.
He decided he's getting up.
Yeah.
He's a good boy.
But you put a rear in your face, huh?
Well, just a little bit.
That's a big dog though.
His dad's a lot bigger. His dad's about 100, 120 pounds.
Okay.
Well, he's only about 60.
Yeah. I like dogs, but I'm not getting it. I'm not home enough. Like I said, right now I'm gone for almost 12 hours, 4 days a day for 4 days a week. You can't have, and I live in an apartment, so I have no yard to put him out in.
Yeah.
You can't do that with a dog.
No. So fair.
And some people say, well, you got, kennels that you could put them in. No, I don't. I leave my house at 5 a.m.
I don't even like leaving the house without them.
I'm just saying, at 5 a.m, you can't take him to a dog center and drop him off at 5 a.m.
No.
Then pick him up around 5 p.m. Now I only work 10, but I like to get to work early, so I get to work about a half hour early. And then when I come back home, heavy traffic slows me down, so it takes me almost an hour to get home. It only takes me about a half hour to get there. But all right, Victor. Now I don't know where Hell's Canyon is. Is that out west, or where's that at? Richard said in '87 he started working forestry. So are you a forest ranger, or do you work for the government there, Victor? And if so, how long till you can retire? Because a government employee can retire younger than a lot of other people. My younger sister, she retired at 55. She's 63 now. And she worked for the welfare department back home. And my third to the oldest sister, she retired at 55, but she was a Teamster. And she had, what was it, 35 years in. Worked a few more months. She'd had 36, but she says, it doesn't pay anymore. I'm done. As soon as she hit 55, she was done. And she only had to work about another 4 months, and she had 36. Pamela, how you doing, Pamela? Welcome.
Yeah, Pamela.
That's the way Elby pronounces it, if I remember right, Pamela.
Yeah.
I read from ABCM. All right, ABCM's reading the channel. Thank ABCM when you go back here. Tell her thank you. And she just said hi to you.
Hi, Sir Mike. That's me. Hey,
Right,
Pamela.
border Oregon and Idaho. Ooh. Now, I was stationed in Pacific Beach, Washington, which was right on the coast of Washington, about halfway between Seattle and Portland. I was stationed there for over a year in the Navy. There's a little base of about 110 people. I can't tell you what they did. And people question us too much about it. We were to tell the authorities so they could be checked on. It was a secret. The base wasn't secret, but what they did was secret. You had to have a security clearance to be stationed there. But I didn't have a high enough security clearance to tell you what they did. I only had a confidential. And there was an area there that I could not go in without an escort, because you had to have at least a secret to get in there without an escort. And if I'd have stayed in, they would have bumped me up to a secret, but I didn't stay in. I got out. But we used to tell people out in town that it was a submarine base, because we was over this cliff overlooking the ocean. We told them there was a entrance underneath the beach. There was a big old cave there, that the subs could go in and they could pop up and we could work on. You'd lie to it. Most people knew you were lying, but I really didn't have anybody press anything very much on that. They were always told you, if somebody starts asking too much, let us know so we can check them out. They don't need to know. And but yeah, it was a trip. I mean, like I said, there was only about 110 people there. Smallest base I was ever at. And I was there for over a year. And then I got out. I was in the Navy for over 6 years. So I did 6 years, 7 months, and 14 days active.
I did 5 years, 10 months, and 12 days.
Yeah. Like I said, 6 years, 7 months, and 14 days. Now, if you count construction time, it was 6 years, 9 months, and 20 days.
But I've got federal service of 20-some years.
Yeah. Well, nothing wrong with that. Then you got a good retirement.
I'm retired.
As I said, you got a good retirement though if you did 20 years.
Yeah.
Now, who did you work for after?
VA hospital.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, no, I didn't get 20, but I've got close to 20.
Now, you were around Aberdeen and Hoke William then. All right, Aberdeen and Hoke William was only about 30 miles from where I was stationed at.
Huh.
Jay Lynn, how you doing?
I was in
Megan. Victor says he worked at Forks, Washington, and Hokewood. Now, Aberdeen and Hokewood, like I said, about 30 miles from where I was stationed at. Like I said, it was right on. You ever watch that John Wayne movie? What was it? McHugh? The one where he was a Seattle cop. And they had this beach scene where they were chasing and shooting guns, running up and down the beach. Well, the beach they were on. All right, Victor. The beach that they were on was Pacific Beach, Washington. My base overlooked that beach. They went in, when they went in onto the beach, they were at the, I want to say it was the north end of the base. There's railroad trestles that they went under. Now, so that car could get in there, they had to clean the sand out because that was very sandy. And they cleared that out so you could drive on with the car. But now they filmed that movie about 2 years before I got there. So they filmed that movie around 74, somewhere in there. And because I got there in 76, was it? No, 78. I got there in 77. So they filmed that around 75, somewhere in there. And they were still talking about that movie when I got there. Now, when I got there, I did not go to the bars very often because I got there, I think, on a Tuesday, and by Friday there'd been a shooting in one bar and a stabbing in another one. By Thursday, I was only there a couple of days. And it's like, I don't think I need to go out to the bars that much. We got a nice bar right here on base. But you had loggers, it was a logging area. And then you had Native Americans. And sometimes when they got in the bars, loggers would fight with each other. The Native Americans would fight with each other. They'd fight with the loggers if they were in the same bar. Now, at the end of the movie I'm talking about, they showed John Wayne, and there's a bar right up from where they're at. I walked up to that bar one time, and it was around noon. I was going to go in and get a Coke. I walked in, and this one guy, Native American, wanted to fight. So I just turned around and walked out, and I had two other Native Americans follow me out. I thought, oh God, here I'm not wanting to fight. And they came out and apologized. They said, look, he says, he's drunk. When he gets drunk, he's mean. You were the only person in the bar he didn't know. So that's why he was wanting to fight you. Because you were the only one in there he didn't know, and he felt like causing trouble. I said, that's no problem. Thanks for telling me. I said, I will not be back. I had to walk back down to the base. And like I said, there was a couple of Native Americans. They were older guys. Remember now, I'm 25 maybe at this time, around 25. And when I say older, they were probably around 40, mid 40s. They're not old, but to me back then they were older. And I used to check them on base. I got to meet them. Their daughters were playing in a softball game on base. We got to talking, and the guy says, "Look," he says, "nice quiet bar." He says, "If you check us in, we'd appreciate it." I said, "No problem," So they'd come because they didn't want to go to the younger bar where the young guys, might want to get in trouble. They just wanted a nice quiet place to drink. They come by maybe once a week. I check them in. We go to the club on base and sit there and drink it. They'd bring in smoked salmon or something else, and we got along great. But they said, Richard says, I did that whole stretch between Aberdeen and Folks. I was cruising timber, found a cockpit from an aircraft on the ground. The clear cut that strip along Highway 101. That was my cruise. 101 was, the coastal highway. Run all the way up from Mexico all the way up to Canada. And like I said, we were about either 110 either to Seattle and 100 to Portland or vice versa. It was like if you moved the city about 5 miles one way or the other, I can't remember which, you'd put us dead in the center between Portland and Seattle. Now, I was going up to Bremerton in Washington State, which is right across Puget Sound from Seattle. We'd go up there and get supplies for our base. And we stopped and went on the Missouri, USS Missouri, the Big Mo. where they signed the peace treaty with the Japanese for the end of World War II. And they used to take the moa around to different places, different ports, and park it so people could go on the ship and they could see everything. Now, you couldn't go to certain areas because they had it off limits. And but they had a plaque that you'd go up and you hit the plaque. There was a speaker. You hit that told you about the signing of the peace treaty, and they had pictures of where it happened at, and that was all marked up so people could go see. Now that has been moved, now permanently stationed in Hawaii, in Pearl Harbor. So you got the start of the war and the end of the war together. I thought they should continue to move the moa around. That's my opinion. But you know what my opinion counts when it comes to what the government thinks. Nothing. My opinion doesn't matter. But I thought it was great that they used to move that around. It's like I love the fact they got the Constitution in Boston. That's fine. You can go visit it. They got the Constellation, I want to say is what it's called, in Baltimore, which is one of her sister ships. I've been on both of them, although I didn't do a video on the one in Baltimore because at that time I wasn't vlogging. So if I ever go back there, I'll do one. Yeah, they probably was glad that they was able to find that cockpit. I mean, who knows how long it's been there, unless you found out later. Now, Victor, so you're retired now, right? I think that's what you said. Left the forestry. Oh, you've been retired for 7 years then from the forestry. Okay. Yeah, you did say you're retired. You left the forestry in 2017. Now, are you still in the States, or have you moved overseas, Victor, or what's going on? But yeah, like I said, I just found out that where I'm working at, that contract's pretty going to be up here real soon. So I don't know where I'll be working next. I don't know what my shifts will be. But when I find out, I'll let everybody know. But my understanding, I'll be done by Christmas where I'm at. Well, I know that. I'd see if I could put this colonoscopy off until after Christmas. But oh well, what can one say?
Get it done. Get it over with.
Yeah. And then I got to take next Monday off too because I have my regular doctor's appointment. So that's probably when I'll find out more about what my colonoscopy, whether anything was wrong or not. Unless they call me before that, but there's a good chance I'll just, because it's only a week later, there's a good chance I'll just find out at that time. But, it's, I look at it this way, it's part of life. Not everybody should go through it when they get to the right age, but some people don't do it. There was a vlogger in the Philippines I used to follow. I won't say his name, but he never did it until he started having a lot of pain. And he went and checked, and it turned out, it was too late. He should have went years before that. He wasn't out very long, was he?
No. Nah, he knows what he's doing. It's cold out there too.
Oh yeah.
He won't dilly dally around.
No, well, I had my friend, the Chinese lady I know. She used to have a dog that would go out there and play in the cold and snow. But he was a Malamute.
Yeah.
So they're built. They're bred for the cold.
Yeah, he's not quite bred for that. Show me ball. This is what a $50 ball looks like.
Well, he has fun with that, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's indestructible. It's got a lifetime warranty. They'll replace it if he tears it up.
Man, he'll enjoy that then.
Yeah, he loves it. He parades around with it. He likes playing tug of war with it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dogs love tug of war.
Yeah.
Now what you can do is you get a rope with a knot on either end, and they'll grab a hold of that.
Oh yeah, he's got one of those.
Yeah.
He's got lots of toys. As long as he's not destroying my place, I don't care. I don't mind buying him toys.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like I said, I like dogs. I like cats, but cats here, I'm not having a cat. And besides, like I said, I want to move to the Philippines, so it's a little late to be buying unless you want to spend a lot of money, because it's not right to get a pet and then leave them, knowing that you're going to leave them. I couldn't do that. You can't
bring them?
Sure you can, but that costs you a lot of money. Like I said, I don't want to do that. When you get to the Philippines, there's all kinds of dogs and stuff that you can get. If I'm going to get one, I'd rather rescue one of those dogs, because like I said, I can't properly take care of them here. I just can't do it. Being a single person, I'm not here enough.
Yeah. He goes everywhere I go.
Yeah.
Sometimes I lock him in a cage and let him stay here at the house while I go out. But a lot of times he goes where I go.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, though, I mean, with me being gone 10, 12 hours a day,
yeah,
and no one to take care of him or let him in and out, because I can't go back and let him out. And I don't have a yard to let him out into.
Yeah. Well, I'm retired, so
I don't want a cat. If I'm going to have a pet, I want a dog. I'm more of a dog person, and I just can't see getting one because of my situation. And so if I end up getting a dog, it'll be after I retire, which means I'll be in the Philippines. If everything goes according to my plan, you know how that goes.
Yeah.
If God laughed, tell him your plans is what they say.
Yeah.
But I believe you got to make plans, but otherwise it doesn't help you. What is it they say? Plan for the worst and hope for the best. So, yeah, I'm just, like I said, I'm just trying to do the best I can, and
that's all you can do.
Oh yeah, I got most of my bills paid off. I still owe my car, and then every month there's my living expenses, and then when I need something, I got to pay for that. But eventually, I'll get enough money saved up. That's why even if my mom was to pass away right now, it'd be at least a year before I could go anywhere.
Yeah.
You got to have the money when you get over there that you can set yourself up. And then if that place that you're at doesn't work out for you, you got to be able to move again. So that's at least a year from now, minimum a year from my rent. My lease runs out in February, so it'll be at least a year from February, because I'll re-sign a new lease and I'll keep working. So it may be 2 years.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Smith, I'm not sure how you pronounce the first one, but Bethy, how you doing? You're from. We appreciate you coming over from ABCM.
She's a cutie.
Yeah. We're going to give you a standard monitor. Welcome for coming. Thank you for coming. But as you will notice, I'm an old white guy, old fat white guy, if you want to know the truth.
I'm a middle-aged fat white guy.
I'm old compared to her and LV and you know. Ann, hey, how you doing, Ann? I'm 71 years old, so I'm not a young,
Hey,
I'm not a young person. And like I said, we got to thankful to ABCM sending the raid over. That helps. And so
that was cool.
An hour so far. I don't know how long I'm going to go today. We'll keep going as long as we got something to talk about.
Yeah. How about them drones?
Huh?
How about the drones?
Yeah, there's something suspicious going on there. Because I hear there's a lot of. You're talking about the ones down in New Jersey.
Yeah.
I haven't heard. I heard about it, but I haven't heard a lot. But it makes me wonder what's going on.
Yeah, I think it's they're testing us.
Oh, I think so, and
Trying
it
to make
might
us
just be a diversionary tactic. Get your attention over here when they're going to do something over here. Kind of a diversionary tactic.
Yeah, I think they're trying to mess with us psychologically, that they can send stuff in that they own our airway.
Yeah. But from my understanding, that's coming from here, but that doesn't mean it's not backed by another government.
Yeah.
Whether it be the Chinese or Indian or the Russians or I would think it'd be a hostile government doing it. I don't think it'd be a friendly.
No.
But they may be trying to spy a little bit, see what they can see. Like I say, it could be a diversionary tactic. Pay attention to this. Why? Pay attention to this hand when this hand reaches in your pocket and steals.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things could be going on without knowing more. And I think they know more than what they're telling us, if you want to know the truth.
Oh, yeah.
But there can't be that they don't know anything. I just don't believe that. And because I know that we have the capability of putting up a lot of drones.
Yeah, ones that actually shoot missiles and stuff.
Yeah, our bullets or whatever. We got a lot of drones that we can put in the air at one time. But some ships have them. They can send up. I firmly believe that. Or you can send it up from the coast and send it out through the ocean. If you got things coming in that you think might be hostile. If you can think of it, they probably already thought of it and built it, or are building it. Let's be honest with it, there's people that's their job, is to think of things like this for protection or for so defense for offense. What can we do? So there's a lot of that going on, and that's on all sides. I mean, it's not just us. I'm sure Canada's done some for their own. Mexico, China, like I said, Russia, they're all doing it. You want to keep your own safe as much as you can. Makes sense to me. So, yeah. Victor says, really hard at Grants Pass, lots of crime and drugs, mostly with the out-of-state 20-something. Yeah, well, I don't know about out there, but here in New York now, you can hardly go anywhere without smelling marijuana. They made it legal. And you know, I don't mind that they made it legal, but I think people are doing worse with it than alcohol. I think there's probably more people doing it at work, more people doing it while they're driving. That's just what I think. I mean, I can't prove it.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the downfall. I mean, if you stay at home and do it, or go to a friend's house and do it, and don't drive, do it like alcohol, don't drink and drive, don't smoke and drive, have a designated driver or stay where you're at. You know, if they want to make it legal, they save a lot of money, make a lot of money. It saves a lot of money because you're not trying to bust it. It makes a lot of money because you can tax the bleeping heck out of it. And that's the truth. I mean, so you might, if you're going to make it legal, tax it and get that tax revenue from it. And that saves the money of trying to go out and bust it. You still got to bust some illegals probably, but not as much. And maybe more people be willing to turn in the ones doing the harder drugs. I don't know. Could be a side benefit.
Well, you can't. If you want heroin, you can't really get heroin without having fentanyl in it.
That's what I'm not talking. I'm just saying. I'm talking about the marijuana.
Yeah.
That's legal here in New York.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just saying, though, maybe the ones that are smoking marijuana now will find out who's selling the hard stuff. Maybe they'll turn them in because they don't need those people. That was one of the things they were saying. Well, marijuana is a gateway drug. That's what they used to claim, and it could be. I'm not saying it isn't. But one of the things people used to try to say is, well, the guy that just wants to smoke won't turn in his dealer if he's selling other stuff because he's buying this from him. So he's not going to, he's not going to help anybody bust a guy because now he loses his source. And he's breaking the law too. So how do you know? Well, I can't say anything. I mean, it just, it was I did a paper on it years ago. So,
yeah.
But that was years ago and things have changed. But yeah, it's at one time, like I said, a lot of states have started to legalize it. But at one time, it was worth a whole lot of cash. I mean, you look at how many planes they would confiscate planes full of it. And planes aren't cheap.
No.
And then they'd still be flying in. I mean, ships, they bring it in by boat. They bring it, all right, Tim, you take it easy, man. You have a good one. Tim Dizziak is leaving. So he's saying take care to everyone. Well, have a good day, Tim. I know it's Sunday morning over there, so you're getting ready to probably meet up with your girlfriend here in a little bit. I see Tim's in the Philippines. And he's been over there for years.
I just want to go for a month and a half, 2 months.
Huh?
I just want to go over for a month and a half, 2 months.
Nothing wrong with that. If you're retired, now to take your dog would cost you a lot of money to go for that long.
Yeah. And I don't know if I can get his food. He's got to have special food because he's got allergies.
Yeah. Yeah. And he has to have certain treatments, and then you got to have certain. He's got to get the rabies and all. There's a lot of different things, and then you got to pay for his ticket. And I don't think his ticket's that expensive. But it's going to cost you close to $1,000 with everything. I'm talking about with the vet and the plane ticket, probably a little over $1,000.
Mm.
And then I don't know how long you can turn around and come back, how quick. I don't know, because there are some of the vloggers over there who took their pets with them, but they were staying over there, and I think their plane ticket cost like over $400 for the plane ticket for the dog. You had to be in a crate. They only take so many animals, so you got to make sure you can do it in advance. And then, like I said, you have to get this done, that done, and I think they went through a group that helped them get through everything just to make it easier. And so I know they spent somewhere around $1,000, I think, total, counting the group, getting the paperwork, getting that filled out so they wouldn't have any trouble. And like I said, the vet and the shots and all that. You ever watch Mike in the Philippines?
I think I have.
He just did a interview with a guy that moved his whole house over and took his pets, and they talk about how what he had to go through to get the pets and how he did it. So it's Mike and Janet. I think it's just called Mike in the Philippines, but it might be Mike and Janet in the Philippines. He's married
he's
to
got a good-looking wife.
She's not bad looking, yeah.
Yeah, I think I've seen her.
Mike and Janet, he's usually in front of the camera and she's behind it, but occasionally she'll get in there and wave. And if they're doing showing a house or an apartment, whenever there's a beer, she'll go, "Hi guys." So, but yeah, then she's got her own channel too. But like I said, there's a guy. He's married to a Filipino. They've been married, I think, 20 years. And they're both retired government workers.
Nothing against Filipinos, but I just don't think I could be married for 20 years.
They've been married for 20 years. She was she worked for.
I don't care who it is. I just don't think I can do it.
If you get the right one, you can. I mean, you got to work at it. I mean, but they've been married for over 20 years. Both retired government workers. Or maybe she's a hospital retiree. I'm not sure. They said, but I can't remember. Yeah, Victor, marijuana is legal here as well. Pot is legal. The other stuff is not. But they packed everything up with the mattresses for their beds and moved it over. They left they didn't take a kitchen sink, but I mean, they took the refrigerator, the washer, dryer, all their furniture. They got one of those containers like 8 foot by 8.5 foot by 40 foot long.
Yeah.
They filled it up and shipped it over. It cost them almost $30,000 to ship everything over.
Wow.
So they have some money, all right? They built a huge house. And have huge property too. But they went and found the property, bought the property, had all that taken care of. And then COVID hit, so they had to wait a while. Then they had the house built. And it took almost a year after they started the build, before they could move in. They were hoping to do it in 10 months, but because of storms and stuff, it took a year. And but it's a gorgeous place. Way bigger than I would want. Way too large for me. Even if I was married with kids, I wouldn't want something that large. That's me. But it is a gorgeous place. And so they got everything was done so they're I'll tell you in a minute. So their stuff would fit in. Mike, you all right?
Yeah, I'm here.
I just lost your picture.
Okay.
Now you're back.
I just had to check my sugar real quick.
Sorry. Oh, okay. That's fine. I just like boom. I had a blank screen, so I wanted to make sure you were okay.
Yeah, I didn't know it. I'd shut that off.
Yeah, well, that's fine. I mean, I usually turn off my mic once in a while, but I will turn off my I turn off my camera this is what I get. Okay.
Yeah.
You had nothing. It was just blank.
We're getting raided. ABCM raid.
Yeah. Hey, Eileen, how you doing, Eileen? Thank you for coming. But Eileen Cruz official, she could raid me from ABCM or LV or a couple others. I know her through. But yeah, so like I said, they got a huge place. It was a lot bigger than I would want. But yeah, they moved everything over but the kitchen sink, and he had to go back home and do something. They kept trying to find the right sink, and they couldn't find the right sink. And when he was back in the States, he sent a picture of the sink, and his wife said, "That's the one I want. Bring it with you." He bought it, kept it in the box, and shipped it back with him when he went back as part of his luggage. And so, yeah, like I said, it was interesting. Like I said, it was. I like to watch house builds. They didn't show the house build, but I do watch house builds quite a bit. Well, first time you hey, how you doing?
Hello.
Let me put you. There you go, Beatty. She has commented on my channel a few times. I'm talking about it in my videos. And I think this is the first time I've seen her in a live stream, but she has been to watch some of my videos. And so let's give her a monitor. But yeah, it's there's a couple of guys I'm watching right now that are building homes. I'm not going to join their channel. I just watch the home builds. And when they're done building the homes, I won't watch their channel anymore. They're in areas I'm not interested in. I don't know why I find it fascinating to watch home builds, but I do. Maybe it's because of how different it is and stuff like that. So there was one guy I followed him, and him and his wife had been married. Oh, when they moved back to the Philippines, I think they'd been married maybe 15 years, something like that. And when they moved back, I started following them just before they moved to the Philippines. And they did a home build up, which I watched. And then shortly after they did that, they quit putting anything up. So you're welcome, Edie. I just gave one to Lou Rain as well. So anybody wants to put their information up, can do so. And if you want to be lazy like me, just type in LLL and it will drop it for you. I'll show you how. I'll do it on my Ninja channel. So if you got a channel, now don't join this channel, people. I don't really put anything on it. Like I have 19 subscribers, so I'm not really looking for any. There you go, B. I said just 3 L's. You can do it small L's or capital L's. It doesn't matter. And see now, Edie's a lot bigger than me. She got 6,230 subscribers, 6,230. I'm not even at 1,100 yet. But I enjoy myself. But so, like I said, anytime you come in, meeting, even if I don't have the symbol up, you can do that. The Nightbot's always running in the background. I give everybody a blue jacket because people seem to think if I don't, I'm mistreating them. So anybody I know that is actually subscribed or subscribed to somebody yeah, I agree with you, Victor. Some of the hard drug people are really scary.
Yeah.
I will give a blue jacket to. I used to not do it, but like I said, a lot of people would ask me why they didn't get one, and so I just started giving it to people. But that's why I got the Nightbot originally, so nobody would have to worry about it. But 'cause like I said, I can't go on here and type in the information I need to type in to give you my channel. I don't know how to do it. I am low tech or no tech myself. All my videos, when you watch my videos, I've only edited one or two. The others are not edited. The way I edit them is I don't like the way it came out. I redo it completely. I don't cut and splice. I don't never done that except for on one video. I took a video I put out and I cut it down to a short and overdubbed it. And I can't do that again. I figured it out one time and I can't remember how I did it. But it was one about winter driving. I was coming back from Indiana, and I snow all the way from Indiana till I got to Erie, Pennsylvania. And the front end of my car was just covered in ice and icy stuff. And I got out. I wasn't in Erie yet. I was on my way back. But I got out and cleaned my car off, and I did a video of it showing how bad it could be. And I did a couple-minute video. I was a little longer. And then later on, I decided I'd do a short, so I cut it down to a short. And so I'm not sure if it's on the shorts or not because it may not have been the right direction. Because a short has to be filmed like this, where our regular videos like that. But I can't remember. It's been too long ago. And then another video we did. And the only thing is, I filmed it like this, all right? But yet it was short, it was this way. I figured out how to get it back to this way. And so I did that, and then I posted it. That was my trip to the Constitution about 2 years ago, the USS Constitution. And so we did that way. The wood's getting to me. But so yeah, I have allergies. You're talking about your dogs. I got allergies too. And I have winter allergies. I don't know.
He's not allowed to have chicken, beef, soy, wheat, and some other stuff.
I've never been tested to see what it is, and it's something in the air. Dust. I don't know. But thank you for still being here, Pamela. Palmella is the way Elvie pronounces it.
Yeah.
I got to try to remember that. I go to Elvie's every once in a while. Her birthday's thing's coming up here soon.
Yeah.
I don't remember what day that is.
18th.
Somewhere around there. I want to try. That's something I got to do yet too. If you want me to send a message to her, I have to tape a message and send it.
Yeah.
But I got to figure out how to do that. I'm not real good at doing that either. I did it once. Might have done it twice. It's like, been a while. So I'll have to figure that out. But so, hey, everybody. Yeah. Some of them are polite. I remember when I was in the Navy out in San Diego, I gave a guy some money to buy wine. And the reason I did that was he didn't lie to me. He came up and said, "Look, I need this much money to buy a bottle of wine. I'm not going to lie to you. That's what I want." And because he was honest to me, I gave him the money. Now, I had one guy come up and say, "Oh, I want to eat. I need something to eat." And I said, "Look, if you want something to eat, you come with me and I'll buy you something to eat, but I'm not giving you any money." And I've done that for a couple of people. And, but I'm not going to give you money for alcohol or drugs if you don't tell me that's what it's for. You tell me I'm hungry, Come on, I'll buy you a hamburger. You know, I'll get you something to eat. That's better than what the money that he was trying to get off of it. Buy you a bowl of soup and a sandwich. I'd do something like that. Back when I had the money, yeah. Did that a few times out in San Diego. I had this young couple, the young kids. They were said they hadn't had any money, and they were wanting to get something to eat. So I bought both of them. I took them into a Jack in the Box. If you know what that is, it's like a McDonald's, but
Yeah.
there's a chain out there in California. I took them in there and bought them both a meal. And they said something about needing money from us. I said, you have to find that somewhere else. I fed you. I'm not giving you any money. And I went on my way. I don't know if they were actually runaways or if they were just young. I don't know, but I helped them out the best I could. That's all I can do. I mean, I'm not, because I don't know what they do with the money. But it was a boy and a girl, so I felt better about that. At least she had a guy with her. I really felt bad about a girl being by herself. But yeah, and this fan, let me turn this fan off. It's not helping me any. That's better. But so yeah, like I said, when I can, I help people out. I can't always do it.
Yeah, I do too.
I think I'm going to get a little tight here until I get another work contract. Hopefully, it won't be too long. They know I'd like to find something closer to home. I told them day or second shift doesn't matter. I'll work either one. Now, I may have to change the day I do my live stream because of it. That all depends on my shift and my days off. But if I'm working day shift, it doesn't matter when my days off is. I can still do this. So if I'm working second shift, then it matters when my day off is.
Mm-hmm.
But when I find that out, I'll let everybody know.
All right.
So, like I said, it's going to be a couple of weeks yet anyway, before I start working, the other site. So hopefully I'll know before I start. But all right, hey, look, I'm going to go ahead and go. We've been going almost an hour and a half.
All right.
And Mike, I'm glad you joined me.
Yeah,
Victor, it was nice meeting you. Right now, I'll be here again next week at the same time, and probably the week after that at the same time, but at least next week.
All right.
So I want to wish everybody well. Take care of yourselves. Remember to be kind to each other. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Plus, as always, try to have fun. All right, everybody.
Your pet.
Huh?
Spay and neuter your pet.
I'm not Bob Barker. Because hey, if your pet's a full full blood or where it's worth money, do you really want to spay or neuter it?
I don't want to do it to my dog, and it's a mutt.
Yeah, I never did mine to mutts either. Yeah. All right, thank you for your service, everybody, with the government workers and everything. Like I said, remember now, be kind to each other, take care of yourself, stay safe, stay healthy. Plus, as always, try to have fun. Bye.